Hiya, it's Marilyn Hawes again with Heart and Soul for Unprecedented TV, which you will find on YouTube. I'm also CEO of Freedom from Abuse, which is a charity focusing on how to prevent any form of child abuse, domestic abuse, whatever, and what the signs we look for in society today. So we do that. You can contact me on that. But also, I have the pleasure of doing this show, and I invite people who have had maybe have got some different sort of professions that people might like to hear about, or situations in their life, and maybe desperate situations in their life, and people never think it's going to happen to them. And there's an awful lot of people that will shy away from the reality in other people's lives, which frankly irritates me, because in a heartbeat it could be us tomorrow. No more so than who we're having on our show today. And I really don't know. It's so tragic. I don't know how to actually introduce it. But if you had to face the unexpected, brutal murder of your child, I can think of nothing worse that could ever happen to your life. And of course, you will know her name by now, Siobhan Whyte, who so tragically lost her daughter, Rhiannon, to an illegal migrant who shouldn't have been in the country. Siobhan, welcome.
Morning, thank you.
Morning, my darling. Morning. I mean, if you don't end up in tears halfway through this, I certainly will. I really and to ask how you are is just, well, a bit dim, really, because I can only imagine what you are, and it's you tell me how you feel every day you wake up.
I'm okay, to be honest. Like I've said to you before, it's just day by day. You have good days, you have bad days. Then we have days where you just can't comprehend what's gone on. But yeah, I'm okay.
I'm okay, right? Okay, that's good. Can we learn a little bit? I always like to go back a bit. Can we learn a bit about Rhiannon as a child and a toddler baby? What was she like? Because we hear about what happened, but what was she actually like as a daughter, as a little girl? And can you tell us?
Nightmare, baby. Didn't sleep.
Oh, I know what that feels like.
She was a good kid. She just liked to be liked, I think, Rhiannon. She was one of 5.
Wow.
Yeah, and then my sister's got 5, so there was always a group of 10 kids, and Rhiannon always verged towards the adults, and that's how she remained all her life, really. She just liked to be in the midst of everything going on, but she wasn't a bad kid, you know what I mean? She had a heart of gold, to be honest.
I think that is true, though, of large families. I mean, I've got 4. I had 4 in 5 years, and the third lot were actually twins, and that was a bit of trial. But I think I find with them, they all muck in, they all get on with each other's partners and wives, and my grandchildren are all part of all their 4 families. And I think I always remember when they were at secondary school. So I was a former deputy head, but I remember a lot of teachers have said you can always tell the children that come from larger families that they mix in better, that they're like more helpful, they're more resilient. They kind of bring themselves up, don't they?
Yeah, that's it. I mean, it was always with a cousin, or we had a house full of people, friends, etc.
Yeah.
So it just became the norm for us.
Yeah. So when she got to teenagers, did she how did she arrive to be at that hotel? I mean, was she always working in hotels, or what happened?
She worked in care for a while.
Wow.
And then she went into hospitality.
Wow.
And then obviously moved up to me for one reason or another, because she was in Leamington. She came up to Walsall to me because I'd moved up there for work, etc. And then that's how she ended up getting the job in the hotel.
So in care, was she actually like working in a care home?
No, she was domiciliary.
Oh, I'm
out and about, yeah.
The unsung angels of society. I really do think so. I mean, I just think it's just so hard. And when you're like at that stage in life, it's hard, isn't it? I just think I have a neighbour down the road who used to look after very elderly, very severe dementia elderly people on the ward. And I mean, she ended up getting depression because when you're nursing, you kind of want to make the person healthy again, don't you? Not manage.
Yeah, well, I've done it for years, 20 odd years.
Oh, you do it as well?
Yeah.
Wow.
Dementia and elderly. So,
Oh my
yeah.
words. Goodness me. What? So do you do it privately, or are you out?
I worked. I'm not working at the minute, obviously, after Rhiannon, but I worked
Sorry.
in.
Come here a minute. Hold a minute.
It's all right. Her dog's going as well.
Thank you, sweetheart. Come on in, quick. Thanks, darling. Come on in, quick. Sorry about that.
It's all right, don't worry.
She'll edit that out. Don't worry. But I think it's just.
So we've got the puppy barking here.
you know, I've got a big sign on the door that says, "Please do not knock."
Anyway,
carry on. So yes, so you do care. You've been doing.
Yeah.
You do care work.
And
in a care home or privately for private.
In a care home, yeah.
Oh, bless you. I mean, crikey. I mean, that I really do admire you. I couldn't do it. I couldn't. And I think horses for courses. I mean, I could sit with any number of troublesome teenagers, and I know we're all going down the same path.
Exactly.
I mean, I wish I had. I have empathy. Obviously, I do. It's a dreadful disease, but I just find it really depressing, and I'm better off with the youngsters. So if we now, let's go back to Rhiannon. So she managed to get this job at that same hotel, was it?
Yeah, the hotel.
How long has she been there then before they started taking
about
in?
6 months, I think.
Right,
but it was a migrant hotel when she started.
Oh, right.
Yeah, but it was only after she died that they turned it back into a normal hotel.
Gracious. I mean, so her job was on reception, wasn't it, if I remember right?
No, she was a bit of everything. Hospitality, dishing up dinners, serving drinks, etc. That was kind of, she did all round.
So generally, how did she find the residents? But did she come home at night and say, oh?
No, she didn't really talk about it, confidentiality, etc. But there was like a group of 5 that gravitated towards Rhiannon. And they used to tell her about their issues at home. Maybe they were gay and they had to run for their life. And they've come over. But that was it, really. She never felt any reason. She never gave any reason to be scared or worried.
Really? So this person, this monster who did what he did, was he a new resident, or had he been there before and was one of that group of 5?
No, he wasn't one of them. Rhiannon didn't know him. He didn't know Rhiannon. And we don't know how long he'd been there, but all we know is that he'd been in the country 11 weeks.
Right. And so presumably he went to that hotel, presumably. I mean, they don't spend 5 minutes in the assessment centres, do they? It's absolutely, I mean, so let's go on to when the lights went out then. I mean, she'd done her duty. Where were you? I mean, you're always going to remember the rest of your life where you were.
I was at home waiting for her to come home.
Right.
And usually she'll text me and say, I'm on my way, I'm getting a train, I'm getting an Uber, etc. But obviously she was on the phone to her friend that night, so she didn't text me or anything. The usual routine that we've been through so many times before. And it was only, thankfully, her friend was on the phone. And, well, not thankfully, but thankfully for us that we knew it had happened. And heard Rhiannon's screams.
Oh, God.
Yeah. And she's traumatized. She was a best friend. They grew up together. They went from nursery.
Oh gosh, that's because it's not. I mean, what you went through has to be the ultimate, but it is the tsunami effect, isn't it? It's not a ripple effect. It's a tsunami effect over so many people at so many levels, and trying to sort of talk your way through that, and having to tell people what had happened. I mean, that must have been absolutely horrendous. I mean, I don't know if other people did that for you, But
yeah, they did. I couldn't literally speak. I mean, one of my daughters, Alex, she literally had to kind of be my spokesperson because I physically, mentally could not speak. I still can't remember a lot of the hospital.
Mm, mm, mm.
You know,
yeah, I mean, I
Alex
think
was with me when we got there. So
when you got there, was she alive?
yeah, she was in resus when we got there. The police were outside. And then Alex looked through the door and she says, "Oh, she's just lying there, Mum. She wasn't intubated or anything, you know." And there was people around her, so we didn't think the worst. We just thought she'd been attacked.
Yeah.
But it was the phone call prior from the police that said, because we rang all the hospitals and the police, etc. And it was the police phoned me and he said, "We're taking Rhiannon to the QE in Birmingham because it's either life-changing or life-threatening." And then when we got there, we still thought, she'll be all right. It's Rhiannon. She bounces back from everything, you know. And then I think, I don't know, an hour or a couple of hours, I can't remember, we'd been there in the family room. So, of course, you think family room, etc. And I just remember Alex walking in and the consultant, neurologist, etc., walking in behind her, telling me she'd been stabbed and probably wasn't a chance of recovery.
Oh gosh. I mean, that is just that. I can only imagine that sort of like absolute punch in the gut. I mean, you do really feel your heart aching, don't you? Is that it? You literally.
I think I just went into shock because I was like,
yeah.
well, what happened? And he says, "Well, she's been stabbed." I thought, "What do you mean she's been stabbed?" And he said, yeah, she's been stabbed. And, you know, and I remember asking about, was she sedated? And they said no. And then I can't remember a lot of what happened. Like I said, I have to keep going back to Alex. But remember them saying, you know, probably six. You need to get the family up because it's probably 6 hours. If she goes 6 hours, then it goes on to 12, 24, etc. And then I remember walking out of the hospital to phone because they said we're going to take Rhiannon from resus and take her to ICU. We'd gone out. Alex phoned the siblings. I can't even remember really what happened. But by the time she went from resus to ICU, she crashed. So when she got up there, it was the tubes. It was horrible. It was everything. Yeah. Then the family came literally within 3 hours, I think. We got the police told us that he'd been arrested. I remember asking, was he from the hotel? And she says, "Oh, I don't know." I said, "No, he is. And then my family started turning up, etc. And then you still hold out hope that she was going to survive. And then I remember the liaison officers walking in and Alex said, "The police are here." And then they said, "Yeah, we've made an arrest, etc. Blah, blah, blah." And yeah, he was from the hotel. Yeah.
Did you have the chance to actually hold her hand or anything? Did she know you
3
were there?
days. 3 days we sat with her. I think we just left on the Monday night. The hospital advised us to leave. Rhiannon was settled, comfortable, but I think we were just running off pure exhaustion. But saying that, we came back to Telford, and I don't even think we really slept. Then we got up, went straight back to the hospital first thing. But like I said, we're a big family, so Rhiannon always had somebody with her.
And I think that because they always say, I mean, I've worked in hospices before now, and they always say that even when they look like they're not moving and everything, many people still have hearing. And
the hearing's the last thing to go. Yeah, that's what I was focused on. Yeah,
that's
because
right.
we found out that I can't remember if it was a Monday or the Tuesday, to be honest. But I remember the first thing I did say was, "Please don't let her die on Tuesday." And the consultants looked at me because it's my youngest daughter's birthday. And that stuck out to me. And they must have thought I was crazy, but I was thinking, if she's going to die, I don't want her to die that day.
Yeah. Which is extreme. I mean, that is incredible that you actually had got to that you weren't in total denial that no, this is going to be fine. You know, she's going to be fine, and but you had accepted. You'd let that come into your thinking. That
I think I think I did, and I didn't. I was kind of in a battle with myself.
Yeah. I'm sure.
I was like, she's going to be all right. She's going to be all right. And then obviously we found out. I can't remember. It was a Monday or Tuesday that she was blind. And then the DNR come in. I said, I can't. If she survived, she would be blind and no quality of life really. So it was the signing of the DNR, and I
think that's the right. I do honestly think that's the right thing to do. I mean, I think DNR is brutal, and also it is. This is what I feel with your caring you do with elderly people, is that my dad was one of these people. It's life at any price, you know, and I can't go down that route. My grandma, because he was like that, he refused to let her have DNR, and she lived another 6 months in an appalling condition that, you know, had she just gone naturally, it would have been the kindest thing to do. And I can't buy into that, even though my dad was a real, you know, protect life at all costs. But what life? You know, what, especially when like Rhiannon had vision. I think if children are born, I mean, I've got a granddaughter who's got is disabled but is doing extremely well, and very happy, but she's never known what it's like to be like another 18-month-old. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas you take all that away from someone, and I think that must be so difficult. Really, well, it's all horrible, isn't it? I mean, just absolutely horrible. And how were this is what I'm coming to now, is how were the police?
Brilliant.
They were. Oh, that's lovely.
Absolutely fantastic. From the beginning to the very end. Even now, we're still getting odd text or an email off them, but I can't say that they were bad, because they weren't. They were brilliant.
Oh, it's really lovely to hear that, because I find with the work I do and everything, the uniformed officers are actually okay, and I think they're always
but these were, like I say, British Transport Police.
Yeah.
Our liaison officers, Tim and Carl. I remember saying, like I say, after Alex come and got me, the police are here, and I remember looking at Tim, and that both lovely guys, but I kind of gravitated towards Tim a bit more. And I just said to him, please don't lie to me. I don't care how brutal it is, because if you're honest with me, you'll get respect. And do you know what? Even when he had to tell me some horrific stuff, I appreciated that.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's right. I'd be like, I would be the same. I would be the same.
And the detective that took the case, Paul Atwell, I can't knock the guy. He absolutely, like, they worked around the clock continuously. So,
well, I suppose at that point they'd got their man, hadn't they? But they were having to do, I suppose, so much forensics as well, and you know, presumably, I find it hard to believe he wasn't.
CCTV. I mean, Daisy, Beck, sorry, she's done hours and hours, hundreds of hours of this CCTV with him, and you know, about this scumbag and Rhiannon, etc. And poor girl was in tears in the court, and she's been doing it for years. So
yeah, I mean, I just think everything about it was just absolutely horrific, barbaric, lacking in any humanity whatsoever. And you've got to be. I think this is the thing people don't understand, or they don't stop and think. These people also have their own families. The police have their own families. They might have had a daughter the same age as Rhiannon. They might, you know, I was watching last night on the news about that lovely lad Henry that was killed in my town.
Yeah, heartbreaking.
Unbelievable. But there again, that's why I asked you about the police, because what a mess they've made of that. And I thought, gosh, don't say they were like that with you. But I mean, I
can't condemn them at all. They were brilliant from the very beginning. I think I had a spat with one of them, but not my group that I dealt with. It was one that was in the court. and he was just stupid. And I remember screaming at him to shut up. You know, because we were in the court again for this thing, and I was like, but why is he in protective custody? And he goes, well, I used to be a prison guard, and you know, this is what, and I was all about Rhiannon's protection.
Well, right.
And then it kind of, it was like a few swear words, and I just kind of, I never saw him again. They kept him well away from me. But from the police to my barrister to the whole team, everybody, even the judge involved, even the interpreter, bless him, he had a job to do. But when he actually got the sentence, because obviously they said he'd go to prison, then you have to go back, don't you, for the actual sentencing. And this was in December, and the judge wanted it dealt with by the 15th of December or something.
Yeah.
But obviously, because of the refusal of bone density, etc., it took us to January. But even the interpreter, as he walked down the stairs in Wolverhampton Court, he just stood there, and I just walked over and gave him a hug, because you could see he was so like emotional. And I just said, it was just a job, you know. And we did. I gave him a hug and said thank you for everything. But again, it was one person that did this.
Yeah,
You know?
I mean, I think the awful thing is he was a failed migrant, wasn't he? Wasn't he failed? Yeah,
failed in Germany, failed in Italy, but arrested in Germany, as I've told you before. Arrested in Germany, but no charges. But at a train station.
Arrested. Like regarding Rhiannon, he'd got
no, in Germany. In Germany, yeah, go downstairs. In Germany.
What had he done over there?
Drunk, apparently drunk, and kicked the side of the train, shouting and screaming.
Well, he obviously, I mean, I don't know whether he is in solitary confinement or whatever, but I mean, I mean, how long did he get?
Minimum. Oh, he got life. Minimum of 29 years.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, and he will be going through hell. I mean, I've been done.
I hope he is. I mean,
he will. Believe me.
The judge said he'll obviously do 27 or something because of the remand, but he doesn't see him getting out because there was no remorse. Do you know? It's nothing. He was just so cocky.
I think what really hit me was. It really hit me, and I was angry anyway, but what really made me see red was to see him dancing around and laughing, and that really got to me. And
that blew us, because myself and two of my daughters, I mean, my son keeps in the background. He doesn't like being in the limelight, but he's so devastated, but we don't want him to get angry and whatever, so he steps back. My eldest daughter doesn't really speak, but she's obviously at the courts, etc. But myself and Alex and Cara went to the police station to watch the CCTV. Now, I mean, this isn't just bits that you've seen in court on the media. We watched it for hours. And this moron has not even, like, he's not spoken to anyone. Somebody approached him and he just, like, shook his head. The pure arrogance of it all. And, you know, we watched him everywhere Rhiannon went. He appeared in the same kind of area. And the girl said, oh, we felt intimidated and reported it to Serco. Serco did not a lot. But this is why I'm angry at the hotel and the girls as well, because Serco should have gone up straight away. But the girls, I said, they felt intimidated and scared. One went off in a car with her brother, and then the other got into a car and drove off. Now, me as a mother, I would have been, listen, Rhiannon, we'll get you into a car, we'll take you home. We're 5 minutes from the hotel in a car. Or get in an Uber, and then we'll go. No, they went their separate ways, left her.
I mean,
and then they're in court going, oh, I have this and that. No, please don't, because I can't tolerate that bullshit, to be honest with you, Marilyn. Do you know what I mean?
I'm the same. I mean, I am absolutely the same. I am straight down the line, and whatever I have, I don't like people BSing me. I really don't, and you know when they are, because your instinct tells them that they are, and I don't like it. It winds me up more than what it is they're going to tell me. That's
what I said. What I got angry with, the police said, when they came out one time and they said, we've got statements, and they told this I won't name her, but this girl, this woman, and she says, "Oh, it could have been me."
Oh.
Well, do you know what? At
That's
that moment in time, I wish it had been you, because I wouldn't be feeling this pain. My children, Rhiannon's little boy, her nieces, nephews would not be feeling this pain.
I mean, that's. Did she have a partner? Was there
No. Rhiannon recently just split up with someone, but that made me angry, and I just thought, how dare you? Like,
yes. It's so. I always, I do a lot of work with, funnily enough, within the NHS and students, and because I used to be a deputy head, and I have this real thing about language. What people say, what they don't say, what they could have said, what could they phrase better. And I always say, if you can't think of the right thing to say, hold the person's hand, say nothing, because what's going to come out of your mouth, you don't even stop and think of the impact. So I was with this Henry boy. I know, who was it that said it? Was it I don't know, it was the coroner or the police. Someone said, well, he would have died anyway. What?
Yeah, that.
I mean, what?
And I heard that yesterday,
I thought, you aren't even human. And even if you thought that, you wouldn't say it.
No,
I mean, no one would.
Minutes, and it's what I said about, Rhiannon, like in the aspect of Henry, the police basically let him die, regardless. They could have at least tried. But with Rhiannon, I blame, apart from that scumbag, but the girls and Serco, because Serco should have. There was a security guard apparently used to walk Rhiannon to the train station, but he was off that night and he was broken. He left. But Serco probably never spoke a word of English, to be honest with you. They should have got up and done something. But the women, are more angry at them, especially one in particular, because I don't know, as a mother, as a woman, I don't know. My first reaction would have been, look, come on, get in the car, we'll take you home.
Me too.
Get an Uber. You're not, while this is intimidating, we're not going to let you.
Absolutely.
But
absolutely. Because if they felt intimidated, then, as you say, they should have responded completely differently, not left her there. I mean, so he obviously was causing some sort of issue around the building, around the place, because if they felt that intimidation, when you see that video of him sat there just watching her, and you think, and she would be doing her job, so maybe didn't think too much of it. And I mean, hindsight's an amazing thing, isn't it? When you look back, at that point, why didn't you go? Or, I mean, it is dreadful. I mean, awful. And now we come on to the worst person walking the planet, apart from this scumbag, is of course the Prime Minister.
Yeah.
So you when all this fast forward a bit, she's it's happened. You've got that's what I was going to ask you. Did you ever get your chance in court, or did you not want to do it? Did you ever read out an impact statement?
Yeah.
Oh, you did. Oh, that's great.
Yeah, the day of sentencing in Coventry Court. Myself, I did one for me, and then Alex did one for siblings and family.
Yeah. Because some people don't do it.
I remember I wrote it with the police, and then it was all signed off, etc. And I think I've got to do that in December, blah blah blah. But then another month had passed, and all I kept thinking was, you basically danced on her grave. That's what I kept thinking. You celebrated.
That's exactly what I felt.
This is what, I mean, because he took a phone. So if she had had any chance, he's taken that away from her so she couldn't call for help. All this, it goes on constantly, but it's like, it happened, and then the day of the actual sentencing, when he got the life, it was, yes, I read a victim impact statement, but at the very end, I added, and I looked him straight in the face, and I was kind of, let me see you dancing now. Ooh. And I walked away, and the police came over, and he went, that's not in the statement. I went, no, I've just added it. They were like, okay, fair enough, a typical, like, mic drop. But I didn't look at the judge, but apparently the judge kind of smirked as if to say, well, she said it.
Oh, I mean, that talk about throwing the last dagger. I mean,
Yeah.
That's the sort of thing I like to do. I like to
Yeah.
have the last word and then walk away, you know, and leave him stunned. So he was I thought maybe he, you know, sometimes and this is another thing that annoys me, how they sometimes refuse to go into the witness box.
We had
They
this.
shouldn't be allowed to.
In the trial, he was there. I don't think he was given much choice.
No.
But in the 2-week trial, I think he was made to go. But prior to this, I think it was just because, bearing in mind, Rhiannon died, and it took us 4 months to have a funeral.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it was just the Friday we had the funeral, the Monday it was like a little admin, you know, court thing. I never went, Alex did, and he was meant to appear via link. And he didn't turn up, and the judge says, well, where is he? And he'd actually turned around and said to the prison guards, today's not the day. And didn't appear. I was blown away when she told me. I just erupted. I called everybody corrupt, and the police corrupt, the government corrupt, and the judge. But it was anger. Obviously, I know it's not their fault. But
but you've got to take it. You just have to take it out on someone. I mean,
yeah, if this had been a white man, they'd have been dragged up.
Yeah.
Or even,
absolutely.
Yes, you know, a person of colour, they would have been. It just seems these migrants, and I felt at the time he was ruling this case. So I called them. I was on the phone to the police. They're all corrupt, blah, blah, blah. But obviously they weren't. It was just, but no, he didn't appear that day. Another time we went, and my barrister Michelle Healy, absolutely fantastic, by the way. She said, we've reason to believe he speaks fluent German. She goes, so, because he said he can't speak English, I'll speak to him German. So it was myself, my daughter, the judge, the police, no media or anything, and him. And she went to speak to him, and he went, I understand and speak English. And we all kind of, typical jaw drop, we were like, what? But then after that, he couldn't speak English again.
Oh, that's amazing, isn't that? Isn't that incredible?
But if you see on the video when he was arrested, what's your name? And he gives his name. And, and there was a guy from the hotel, Tyler, and he said, he was a housing officer, and he said, he does speak English. He said, I've had a conversation with him in English. And this is why the judge said, I do believe you speak English.
Yeah, yeah. It's just the card they play, isn't it? It's just they will play any card in the book, and you see it in so many other different cases that, you know, I was allowed to do it. When with all the rape cases with these people that come on time and time again, I didn't know it wasn't the law here. Oh, come on. Oh, it's in the Quran. Really? You know, whatever you've read it, whatever. We don't do that in this country. No, go and do one. You know,
I mean, we don't know his real age. We've just had to go off his Germany and Italy, which apparently they were lying because Majak is saying he was 18, 19, whatever. But now Italy and Germany are lying. And then, so we believe he may be roughly 28, 27, 28, roughly around Rhiannon's age. But we don't know.
Well, they lie, don't they, all the time as well? I mean, they're coming. I mean, I've known for years that they come in, and because some of them are naturally small from where they come from, they are getting into schools and saying they're 14, and they're not. I've known that for years. I've been on about it for years. They come into Kent.
Well, this again, it comes back to Starmer, doesn't it? Because you know, I can't begin to tell you how much I hate that man. But I think what it is with him is I've written 2 emails to him. Chris Phillips has wrote to him. You can't tell me he doesn't know about this.
Of course he does.
Not just Rhiannon, I mean other cases. But he jets off to China, or he'll jet off to America for Epstein victims. Well, I'm sorry, yes, they were groomed. And as bad as that case was, Prince Andrew got arrested for that. Yeah. But look, that's gone very quiet.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. It has done. It's amazing.
What's happening in your country? I've reached out to you. I've reached out to Siobhan and Mahmood. Jess Phillips. Complete waste of space. That woman,
a total waste of space.
My girl spoke to her for half an hour, and she promised us the world. Never spoke to them again.
No, I've had the same. So all the years I've been doing the charity, I've been in and out of Westminster like a fiddler's elbow. You know, I've met so many of them, and there was only one I ever met who actually did help, and that was, you might not even know the name, but he was a Sussex MP at the time, Tim Loughton, and Tim Loughton was the children's minister when it was Cameron as PM. And he really got it. He really got what I was trying to say about protecting kids, blah, 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 and encouraged me to do this and get back to me on that, blah, blah, blah. And then because he really got the idea of the message of what I was trying to do and agreed with it, all of a sudden then Cameron gets rid of him. I mean, I personally, I think they are all a bunch of numbnuts, quite frankly. And this man Starmer has no soul whatsoever. And anyway, I mean, nothing from Jess, even if it wasn't him, how can Jess Phillips and this, what's the other woman, what's her name called? She was Welsh MP, and she was
I know the one.
What's her name?
I don't know,
something Davis Jones or something her name was. Anyway, I mean, as women and mothers, anyone would have tried, should have tried to contact you or whatever. I mean, anyone is, I mean, how he can consistently, and also how you presumably never got anything that said, oh, we've got your letter, and it's just
not even receipt of it, nothing. It's like I said, absolutely gone quiet. I mean, I met Rupert Lowe, not for very long, but I did. It's not about politics for me. It's about a platform for Rhiannon. I met Rupert Lowe, lovely guy. It wasn't a very long conversation, but again, I met Nigel Farage, did the media thing. Again, a lovely guy. Chris Philps.
Yeah.
And I've got to say, he really is a lovely, lovely man.
Yeah, he seems it. He seems it.
And he's reached out, he'd done another email to Starmer and Shabana Mahmood. Nothing.
I mean, it is utterly disgusting. I mean, in fact, it's against their own rules or whatever, because, they are supposed to, they have 28 days to reply to correspondence. I mean, who was your
CHR, etc. But what about our human rights?
100%. 100%.
It's just, as long as they're protected and sitting there earning their millions.
Exactly right.
It doesn't matter about the people of his country. But like you say, poor Henry, Rhiannon, Stephanie Irons, Wayne.
Oh, there's a list of them. Wayne Broadhurst, another one.
Absolutely. Fox, Lily Whitehouse. There has been nothing.
No, absolutely. It's dreadful. But it isn't it just shows the absence of that, shows that they are cold right down to the core of if they've got a soul. And they are also breaking their own ruling that you should have a reply within 28 days. Who was your own MP?
Oh, Matt Weston, absolutely not. The guy is as bad as Starmer as I'm concerned.
Yeah. I mean, when you look at, I've got this thing about your eyes are the window of the soul. Yeah. When you look at his eyes, they are cold. I
reached out to him after Rhiannon, because obviously I left my job, I left the property I was in, etc. The council didn't want to help. So I was kind of reaching out to the council.
How did they not want to help?
I reached out to him. I said, look, I want to come back to Leamington to be with my family. I've got nowhere to live, etc. Not a single thing. Now, the local MP should have been able to help me or something. And then it was where you can go into like the shared accommodation. I went, you stupid. You think I'm going to be into shared accommodation with illegals? Because that's what they'll probably be.
Absolutely right.
I'll be on a murder charge.
Yes, absolutely.
I said, my mental health is not. I mean, I'm seeing a counsellor at the moment, and she thinks I've got PTSD.
Oh, you would do. You absolutely would do.
It's like I'm broken inside, and I struggle inside. And I say, yeah, I'm okay. Oh, you're strong. I'm strong because of Rhiannon, her child, my kids, etc.
I was just going to ask you that. How is he?
He's okay. I mean,
how did you ever tell a 4-year-old little boy that
he was 5 at the time?
But how do you explain?
Yeah, but his birthday is October, and year 24, we had a birthday party for him and his little cousin, so it was a joint one. And then 2-3 weeks later, Rhiannon was gone. Telling him again, Alex told him. I was sat with her,
Oh,
and it was the worst cry I've ever heard in my life.
I can't even begin to get my head around or even imagine. I mean, the one thing I had to do, I can remember with my ex-husband, was telling him that his mother had died, and I was in pieces. I didn't know how to tell him. I can remember saying to my mum, I said, I haven't even had to tell somebody that their guinea pigs died. How do I tell him that his mother's just suddenly died? And that was awful, bad enough.
We knew we'd been at the hospital, but he didn't know why. And then we kind of said, she's poorly, etc. And then Alex explained to him that it was she had a bit of a poorly brain, and the doctors couldn't save her, etc. And then he started panicking. I need my vitamins. I don't want to get a poorly brain. Blah blah blah.
Oh, bless him.
It was kind of, what do we do? Kind of scenario of how do we say it. So Alex just sat him on her lap, and she said, look, I'm really sorry, but it was a bad man. It wasn't very nice, and he's hurt her. We tried to save her, the doctors, etc. And then he just broke. So all night, in between his sleep, we sat up talking how he was born, where he was born, because he was actually born in my bathroom at home. So this is the conversation we had, and it's hard because he goes to bed every night with a teddy bear with her and his picture on. We all talk. We let him talk.
Yeah.
When he wants to talk.
Yeah, that's right.
We don't talk.
Yeah, the best way.
We keep him protected. We don't speak his name, etc. But he's okay. I mean, he done a picture at school the other day, and Alex sent it to me, and it was an angel, Rhiannon, and he said, I wish I could just have one more hug.
Oh,
we
God.
literally, just the pair of us were just like, nah. We just burst into tears. Yeah.
It's moments like that are so touching. And I sit and think about my own grandchildren. I've got one the same age as Harry, and you think, I cannot imagine. All I can do is just pour my heart and soul and empathy into you, and love, and any support you want. I do have someone, Rhiannon, who could help you with complex PTSD. Is really difficult to unpack, and it's a lady that I work with, and I can put you in touch, because this is specific sort of therapy that is needed. I mean, I have PTSD.
In counselling, I kept saying I don't want counselling because
no.
My mum was a great believer in little strict Irish woman, the kind. Yeah. Like, no, counselling, because my brother died years ago, and my mum's like, I'm not having counsellors for the week. And I was always kind of, I'm not doing it on week, until I actually got to the stage and I said, I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't, like my kids, we all talk, but there's things that you just think I need to, and after I've done my counselling, I hit a low every single time.
Oh, I know. That's exactly how I felt. I had PTSD after my children's abuse. And, oh my gosh, I went through 3 NHS therapists were useless. And then another 3 private ones. And I just thought, no one can fix this. No one can fix it. And in the end, I got involved with the Thrive program, which helped me. But your complex PTSD, I mean, it's not. I found counselling utterly exhausting, and I didn't want to have to keep going back. I knew where I was at. I knew why I was there. I just wanted to stop feeling like that, and I wanted my life back. And you realistically, you want your life back, and of course that's not possible. You can't, and that's what's so brutal. And this arsehole is alive. Even if he's in prison, he's still alive, and he will be getting a bad time, because I tell you now, I go into prisons and they have their own rules.
I hope he does, because I mean, the protection, etc., was frying my brain at first, but it's now that it's out there, not first pages, of course it's not. Do you know what I mean? But it's like I said, they get the news in prison, they get papers in prison, and I hope that somebody cottons on.
Oh, they will. They will. Because
I don't want him to die, Marilyn. I don't want him to die. I want him to be on the brink.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, I know what you.
And just keeps getting beaten. You know, I just hope to God he suffers every day of his life.
I completely understand. I understand. I don't understand it because I'm not in your position, but I know how I felt when it was our guy, and that's how I felt. That he, you know, that I want him got at. And he had to be moved prisons 3 times, and I thought, brilliant. And I'm sorry, I'm not a nasty person. I'm not vindictive, but who wouldn't feel like you? I mean, who wouldn't feel like you?
Because obviously the police are going to start backing off now.
Yeah.
The probation team are going to deal with it, so they let me know what goes on in prison. I know where he is already, but if he gets moved, they let me know about any release dates, any attempts at parole, etc. So I'll know all that. So it's like I'm kind of watching it from. I'm watching him and he doesn't know I'm watching him, kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? But do you know, I keep saying, and I don't know if I want to go and see him.
Well, this is what they call reparation justice or something, isn't it?
Yeah, and I just want. He'll never answer me. He'll never tell me. I just want to know why. But I also want him to know that me as her mom, her sisters, etc., all the females, we're not intimidated by you. We're not scared the way you made Rhiannon feel.
I mean, I don't know how that system works. I was offered it, and I said I personally didn't want to do it because I said I know how he groomed me, and he had these. I mean, he's dead now, thank God, but he had these very, very dreamy, dark brown eyes and this very soft voice. And I thought, I know what he'll do. He'll start playing me all over again, and I'm not. I want him to be in prison and suffer and, you know, all that stuff. But if that's, you want to do that, then do it and find out. I'm not sure whether you have to write your questions that you're going to ask or anything. I'm not sure. But I
don't think he will accept anyway, if I'm honest.
No, probably not.
He'll be like, no,
at the end of the day, he's a coward.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a coward.
You know, it's not even a question. It's questions. It's a question. Why?
Yeah, that is the one thing I exactly what I was with my kids, and I felt that what my guy had done, he had destroyed and killed everything in my life that was precious. I mean, because I had to watch how this abuse had affected them and all that. So nowhere close to what you're going through, but you know,
because that's still a lifetime of suffering, isn't it?
Awful.
Mentally,
and I mean, it's like you know, it's always like with yourself. I mean, it's like walking around with permanent toothache, you know, except it's in your heart. I mean, so you can't believe this. This time is nearly gone. I mean, I know you have set up the foundation, which is great. What is the future looking for you? Will you go back to care? Are you going to concentrate on helping mothers and families?
At the moment, I'm not sure about work. I mean, I did talk about it to the counsellor. She did suggest maybe focusing on me for a little bit, the family.
I think so.
And then
maybe very different. What gives you?
Yeah, and I think the only thing is because so much has gone on the last kind of 18, 19 months with the court, police, this and that. It was a matter of I wouldn't be able to stay in a job long enough because I'm out doing things.
That's right. That's
and then when I mentioned it to my counsellor, I said, I'd like to go back to work, do this and that. And she said, I just don't think you are mentally ready at the moment.
No, you wouldn't.
Because I could talk to her some days, and I'll talk to her like I'm talking to you now. But then other days, I'm just crying from start to finish, and it goes on then.
I know. And even at my level, I was like that. And I wanted to go back to work because I thought when I'm in the classroom, I can't think of anything else. But I'd walk through the door and I'd get a panic attack. And
yeah, I mean, everybody says, oh, you know, you're with family, you're this and that.
I know.
And yeah, I'm at my daughter's at the minute. I mean, we've come up, we spent a few days with her, and we go home tomorrow. And I just love my own company. And then I think, am I doing that right? Because then I start thinking things. But I thought at home, it's like I've got Rhiannon's things, some of Rhiannon's things under my bed, or I've got Christmas presents that I bought for Rhiannon that year, and they're sat in my wardrobe. And even stuff from the evidence bags, I've still got the evidence bags there that I can't go through. And everybody says, "Why did you ask for them?" It's a part of Rhiannon.
Well, of course it is.
I can smell it because I've got the blood, etc. But then that comes back to quickly, like he had rings on his fingers, and 2 of those rings had Rhiannon's blood on. Where was the other blood from? Because there was blood on all the rings, but 2 or 3 of the rings had Rhiannon's blood on. He had Rhiannon's blood all over, spattered on him, but we don't know where the blood from these other. And this is what I kept saying. Where's that from? Where is that from? Because I even now, and I to the day I die, believe that if the police hadn't have got him that morning, he would have gone.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
And they're like, we don't know that we would have got him. I said, how would you have got him? I said, because we don't even know that's his real name.
Well, this is the point, isn't it?
We don't know that's his name.
I know, absolutely.
For a Rhiannon's law at the minute, because
I know,
we do not let them into our community to walk in, a medical check, ID check, tag, all this. I mean, he's got AIDS. We probably would never found out if it hadn't been for it was untreated until he went to prison. And there's these people we don't know, TB. They're known for TB.
Well, I live in Bedfordshire, right, and I live in the middle of Bedfordshire, and Luton. I mean, my gosh, that's a cesspit. It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, Luton is now I think it's the top town in the country for TB. And this is something that had died in World War II. We've had diphtheria cases. They are coming in unvaccinated. All this stuff. I had to go overseas the other day, and I came back and I was waiting ages to get through customs. And I can remember looking down the line of us. And I said, why are we doing this when we've got thousands? We could just about come in on a rubber boat, and we wouldn't have to be waiting 3 hours to get through. It is insane. Well,
I mean, is it love, not hate? And then you've got the lifeguards bringing them in. You've got them saying, "Oh, just tell them that this," and offering them advice to say, you've got no shoes, you've got this. They're walking around with brand new trainers.
I know.
Designer trainers. I walk around with brand new clothes.
I just can't get my head around it. The money, and I just think this is Starmer wanting social engineering. I really believe it. Social engineering. They could stop this, because I know somebody who is at the top of Europol. They could stop this, but they don't want to.
But I said, why don't they want to? As well, though, because he could dissolve this instantly.
Absolutely. So
why doesn't he dissolve it? No, do you know why he won't? Because he's probably in the thick of it. Look at Prince Andrew. He got arrested, paedophilia, etc. Whatever he was doing, it's gone radio silent.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, they're protected. So I could sit talking to you for hours, my lovely, and I do so thank you for your time, because I think I'm sure there's stuff there that's your conversation has flowed, and I'm sure people will think, wow, I didn't know that. So I hope you feel you've spat it out.
Well, we talk quite often anyway, don't we?
Talk. That's what I said.
So, I mean, if there's anything, I'll just text and tell. But I think over the time we've been speaking, a lot of it's just come out anyway. But I've only got one story, Marilyn, and it will always remain the same. That's it.
I know, and I mean, I'm at the end of a phone anyway, my lovely.
Yeah,
so
I know,
let's have one last thing at you. What would you like to say to Starmer now if it was right in front of you?
Do you know what? He really wouldn't like me. He'd get me cast to death, because I would tell him how much I hate him.
Yeah.
How much of a hypocrite and an absolute bastard he really is.
Absolutely. And we'll end on that, because that's what I would say as well. I wish you well. I hope you can have that little boy, bless his heart. Absolutely. Well, what an evil man he was.
Yeah,
he's pure evil. Anyway,
so yeah.
I will be in touch later. I know you've got your little ones with you, and God bless you all.
Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, what can you say? I think I'll have to go down the pub in a minute. What an outpouring of, I mean, it was from where I was sitting talking to her like that, it was tangible, it was palpable. It's just hideous. And I just hope this government hang their head in shame. Not just Siobhan. As we well know, there's other people that are going through like this with Siobhan. And as we know, they are equally ignored by Starmer and the whole of his government. It is an absolute disgrace. On this note, I am going to say goodbye and thank you for listening. And if you can find her foundation or whatever, or light a candle in your local church for her and her little tiny grandson, please do that. God bless. Take care. Treasure the people you love. Bye for now.